Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Kamen Riders Reviews Podcasts. I'm Kachuri, joined by my rogues gallery of Sean Dillon and Fresno. How you guys doing?
Doing all right.
We're in our villain arc now.
We're in our edgy HBO CGI Bloodfist arc.
HBO.
Yeah, this was on. Was this before or after Game of Thrones?
During, after? What are you talking about? Game of Thrones has been going on for a while. This came out in 2018.
Okay, so at this point, it's not an HBO one because there's not enough sex. Maybe early HBO when they had The Sopranos, but yeah, it's probably closer to The Sopranos.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
That's a little more lofty praise than I'd give these episodes, but go off.
Not so much praise, but more comparison.
I was just trying to make a joke about, this is not cable TV Kamen Rider. This was, streaming service, direct to video. We don't have the restrictions Kamen Rider, but go on.
The first one is basically just Gentoku being depressed and singing karaoke, which, that's literally everything I want.
I don't know what went on in the behind the scenes for this, but I feel like they did episode 1 as, oh yeah, we'll do all these as like flashbacks for whenever, we get like a episode focus on Rogue or something and his struggles now that he's all evil and stuff. I figured, we were going to get these as flash. Like, I figured they probably filmed it as that, but they were like, let's just give him a whole special. What we're going to do, throw him in a prison and have people think he got pissed on.
Christ alive. Fucking, this is wild. Also, what do you mean now that he's gone all evil and stuff?
You could say he was an anti-hero. Like, he wasn't like he was doing very dark things in the idea in his head that he was doing it to protect his country.
That's just nationalism.
That's nationalism, but in his head, he was a hero.
In every villain's head, they're the hero.
Well, I'm pretty sure Stalk doesn't think he's a hero. I'm pretty sure Stalk is enjoying the chaos he creates in every moment, especially in these episodes.
Yeah, Stalk just wants to be entertained.
He just wants to see the world burn.
Truly, he is the joke man.
Truly, he is the people's Joker, except he's not, because he's not very true.
But yeah, no, this is the origin story to Kamen Rider Rogue. Why they made it this way, I'm not sure. They did, though. In fact, actually, they released this over the course of like 6 months. So, if we were watching these in order, the only one we actually had access to until like episode 30 something would have been like episode 1 of this trilogy. But then, after episode 32, 33, the second episode of the trilogy will have came out. And then I think the final part came out around the time the series ended or just after the series ended. But that will take place during this time frame.
I'm just kind of baffled as who this is for, because Build is obviously, nice, all ages, karate country. It has dealt with heavy themes, but with a certain grace. This is just a misery with some added, we can get bloody now. Not.
I think this is more for the teen boy audience who are trying to be too cool for Kamen Rider, or hence why the first episode, which I think is the best of the 3, he has absolutely no fighting whatsoever, and I don't think even has a Kamen Rider suit in it beyond the opening scene.
Well, the ending.
Well, yeah, the ending.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's his Night Rogue suit. It says, yeah. If we're splitting hairs, no, but I don't know. I feel like because around this time they were also doing Kamen Rider Amazons on Amazon Prime, which is a series all about cannibalism and.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, no.
No, I've seen a little Black Sun. Black Sun goes fucking hard. That is, HBO prestige drama, Kamen Rider, not for kids.
So Black Sun is the third Amazon Prime Kamen Rider series. So Amazons, which is a reimagining of a 1970s era rider. Give me 1 second.
Wait, it's actually named Kamen Rider Amazon? You were just not going, oh, it was Black Sun. It was
No. It's straight up. So here's the old Kamen Rider Amazon from 74.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Tarzan. They straight up. It's 1-to-1 Tarzan.
Yeah, look at those pants.
Yeah. No, that's actually like. Can I find an image of his actor? Like.
Oh
Tarzan.
yeah, that's so Tarzan.
Tarzan.
That's 70s.
Yeah. So whenever they made this for whatever, it was Kamen Rider Amazons, or our localized version of Amazon Prime called it Amazon Riders for some god reason. I don't know. But yeah, so old Amazon, the new Amazons. But the story is literally all about, like, dude, this is mid-fight. He's trying to eat his arm. They just cut each other's throats, but because they're monsters, they still live. Like, show.
If I want Kamen Rider's going bloody and crazy and shit, I'll throw Shin Kamen Rider on again.
Oh yeah.
Well, and then Black Sun as well. The finishers in the updated Kamen Rider Amazon is also kind of brutal too. They're going against like a fly monster, and so of course she has like a million fly minions, and basically Amazon Alpha gets fed up, pulls out a sword from his belt, throws it like a javelin. It bisects like 3 of her children's, hits her in the chest, pins her to a wall, and he runs up and like pulls the sword out while taking her entire spine with it. Like,
Christ.
Whereas the worse this gets is the Hell Bros slit someone's throat.
so
Still pretty like gnarly.
Yeah, no, it's a shocking moment, especially the whole thing. But yeah, so first episode all takes place 3 years prior. We find out that Gentoku wasn't even the aide then. His best college friend was, and Gin is, as we've heard throughout the series, well, we got to get in his arms race.
As soon as you see this guy, bad things are going to happen, which I was kind of underwhelmed by the end of episode 1 in a way, but we'll discuss that when we get there. But yeah, for now, it's basically like, I never saw no Pandora's box light. I think we can work for people. No, we have to we have to build our strength. We have to become the greatest nation on this fucking planet.
And then of course, we got the weird line about the aide being submissive, while Gentoku was like grabbing him by the collar. Like,
no homo.
That was
drama between men.
That was a translation choice by TV Nihon, for sure. But yeah, no.
Call him Stark.
Yeah, they do Stark instead of Stalk.
I like Stalk better, just because he's creeping around the narrative, like subtly influencing things, like he's the Machiavellian chess master, stalking about. Yeah, it works.
Also, Stalk is a stronger word than Stark. Like I know they have a similar sound, but the alk feels harder in your mouth. Stalk and Stark. R is a bit too high.
But also, it is a Japanese show, so L and R can go either way with them. Considering. But over here on this side of the pond, Stalk does sound better. I agree.
Yeah, and Gentoku, who realizing his fascist ambitions are to naught, goes to a karaoke bar to drink his sorrows away.
I do find this surprising. You know, it does show, like, we find out more about this. Like, every time he's bothered by something, he goes out, drinks all night, sings karaoke, eats strawberry parfaits.
Oh God! What I love about this is okay. So look, Gentoku's a bastard. He's a fascist nationalist bastard. I don't like him. That being said, he does get some human moments that are interesting. Like at this scene, he gets the call, Katsuragi is doing unauthorized experiments. And so he rushes to leave to do that. But before he goes, he takes one last bite of his strawberry parfait.
He paid for 3 hours, he's gonna get his 3 hours.
Cute.
Oh, that scene with the microphone. If you want us to expense this to the Research Institute's research expensive, dude, don't broadcast that. What the fuck, man?
I just I just love how utterly pathetic Gentoku is throughout this entire episode. Just someone who has dreams of power and has absolutely no way of actually achieving it. And then his father flat out he hasn't even learned that his father has made his best friend the heir. He has to learn from his best friend.
Oh,
Utterly pathetic.
no, yeah, no. But the thing is, the best friend does it through. So, long story short, we find out the history of Faust. Gentoku, using Namba's resources, creates a lab after quote unquote firing Katsuragi before he can get arrested. A bunch of people come to this little facility. They start doing their research, and Stalk shows up to start his meddling.
God, the way he just shows up, he's just like, "Hi guys, I'm gonna fuck with this now." And the way they layer the whole thing, the parallels with the story of Faust and Mephistopheles and all that. Yeah, this is basically Gentoku being tempted to the dark side.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already one foot in the door of the dark side, but this is
and that's mostly because of the light from Pandora's box. Like, if you remember, like, about 10 episodes ago, apparently he was a bright-eyed, like, wants the best of the whole country kind of kid before the light hit him,
Mm-hmm. But and he's
father.
getting manipulated by Stalk as well, and his ambitions and power. Yeah.
What? If I had a nickel every time a Kamen Rider was being manipulated by
Stalk is loath as I am to compare everything to Space Movie. If Stalk is Palpatine, Gentoku in these specials is Darth Vader.
He even gets he even gets transformed into a pseudo villain via lightning.
There you go.
And
oh man, I do like how Gentoku's like, oh, you're not Miss Cespheles. I can't pronounce that to save my life.
Mephistopheles.
And Stalk goes, oh, you'll learn soon.
Christ alive.
Stalk is into Mephistopheles. He's, in fact, I know exactly who Mephistopheles is.
Mm-hmm.
No, this isn't the MCU, and this isn't a new Rockstars video. You can't just be throwing him in here like that. New Rockstars. Every time there's a new MCU trailer, new Rockstars does a trailer breakdown, and they're famous for trying to say Mephisto is going to be in this upcoming show for the MCU. they're currently 0 for like 15 in the last 5 years.
Look. One day the Ronnie will come back. Okay.
No,
And then everyone's gonna, and then they're all gonna be like, I called it. I got it wrong 20 times.
I literally think one of their videos they just had not too long ago was like, no, we are right this time. Miss Fisto is going to, no, here, straight up.
I mean, I could absolutely see Mephisto showing up in Agatha all along, but otherwise,
Miss Fisto confirmed for real this time.
I rethink. That's just all I need to say.
Like I knew, I knew something was up with that. But so Gentoku, after this whole Mephisto thing, goes back to karaoke. His best friend shows up. They have fun singing karaoke, which
Badly.
was so bad.
and that's where he gets his name from.
What?
He gets his name from a karaoke song.
Oh,
Christ.
and then his best friend was like, "Oh yeah, sorry to break your heart, but your daddy likes me more."
This is where I think they may have dropped a ball and for some narrative drama, because it's like, oh no, you're the heir to the prime minister's seat. Oh, but I want the power. And then he just walks down the halls, and Stalk is like, oh, by the way, I killed your best friend. Woo!
I'm your daddy now.
And I'm like, everything felt like it was building up to, this should have been his first kill. Should have been his first grab to power. I mean, he does, kill someone that trusts him in the third part, but by then, he's gone fully to the dark side, as it were. But I don't know. It feels like it would be more dramatically powerful if he took agency and was like, I'm gonna have the power. I don't care. I'll do what I must. I'll walk backwards into hell, etc., etc., etc. Here it's just, but here the turn feels weird. It's like, oh shit, what? You killed my best friend? Yeah, so you can come to power. Want to make a deal with the devil? Okay. And then he just walks over to the guy's corpse. Faust!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I think this whole series would have been a lot stronger if all three parts were just building to the Faust moment. Like you have Katsuragi and Gentoku being two dueling protagonists. It's sort of building to the moment of Faust, and Katsuragi being the only person who goes, wait, did I join the Nazis? I just wanted to do unethical human experimentation. I didn't want to join the Nazis.
Well, there was that scene whenever they were saying Faust, where he's like, oh.
What the fuck? Exactly, yeah.
Am I the bad guy? And I think
are we the baddies?
Where he starts figuring out, like, he still wants to do his experiments. But
go ahead.
But he still wants to use experiments, but like you could tell that's probably like where the catalyst began,
Yeah.
Low design, but like I said, I don't want to keep poking at this bear, but Sean, what you're asking for is basically the prequels.
I mean, yeah, the structure for the prequels is a sound structure. It's just that it was poorly executed.
Yeah.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and gets everywhere.
Yes. So basically, you wanted it to end with, so this is how Liberty dies, with thunderous applause.
Either that or the second episode ends with that, and the third episode ends with Katsuragi's murder.
Yeah.
Murder with heavy quotation marks.
Switcheroo.
Because the next two episodes are just fine.
Next two episodes are basically...
This could have been one episode. Let's be
honest. Do you remember last podcast we did when you shared the meme, the Team 4-Star meme of Vegeta going Super Saiyan? I wanna. This is 40 minutes of somebody taking that seriously.
Yeah.
So I do like, before we move forward, I do like there is a during the credits of the first episode, they do show all the events. Like, oh yeah, we're skipping past these events now from the show.
Mhm.
And then we get to episode 2 that is shorter than the other 2 episodes by a little bit.
18
And
minutes.
is basically 2 minutes of plot told through 18 minutes of flashbacks and repeating stuff over and over again.
Yeah, there's a lot of padding in this. Even in the first episode, there's a flashback to what we literally just saw 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, it's the Dingarumpa thing.
Good lord.
We got to expel it out like 3 or 4 times. Anyway, but so basically Gentoku flashbacks. I want to be a Kamen Rider. Grovels, whatever. Gets thrown in a cell, and like a man walks up and is looking like he's taking a good old whiz, and it cuts to wire hitting Gentoku's face.
It's a kettle.
It's a kettle.
But
It's
I was fooled for a second, so I was like, are we really doing it?
And he just proceeds to get his ass kicked throughout and the only thing he can eat is Garmin Bozia.
That's funny.
It's
I
not
was
the
thinking
Garmin Bozia I was referring to last podcast.
no. It's funny because I was thinking part 1 did have sort of the Fire Walk with Me vibe in the sense of I was thinking, oh, we've already seen this, haven't we? No, that doesn't matter. What matters is actually seeing it from this person's perspective.
Yeah.
Now look at me comparing this thing to something that's much better. Now
Yep.
I'm mirroring you.
Fuck.
Gentoku gets the living piss beat out of him, and it's not like glamorous and flashy and cool like the Punch-Man fights we've been watching for our all ages franchise entry. No, it's just bloody ass prison beatdown.
And while this beatdown's going on, you got Usumi like excellence. Yes. Be tortured, and Stalk is like, dude, you're enjoying this way too much.
No. There's a great scene with Stalk and Utsumi where they're watching whoever's supposed to be the Sato Kamen Rider fail to activate the belt. And he's like, well, you need lots of strong will and powerful emotions to raise your hazard level. Maybe Gentoku can do it. I don't know about Gentoku. I don't like him. He betrayed me. Ah, seems like you have strong emotions about Gentoku, Utsumi.
A heated drama between men.
Heated drama between men.
There's some fun trivia about the Sato Kamen Rider.
Mm-hmm.
His name is I don't think they say his name in the episode, but his name is Haruhiko Wanibuchi. And Wani is Japanese for crocodile.
Ha. Pun names. Japan loves them.
Yeah, he's probably dead now.
He's absolutely fucking dead at the end of this episode.
Yeah, I think the kill count went up by 6, which is relatively low given what we've been dealing with.
Well, the thing is, considering this happens between episodes 20 and 22, I counted these guys with the 10,000 other deaths that were going on.
Oh, Christ.
So what else? He's told that he needs to beat up the wimp in his cell. And then like, oh, I'll stop paying you if you hit this guy instead. So he does so, then decides to try and hit the other guys, and it appears he gets murdered. What's up, Prez?
No, well, the way this plays out does play into his personality a little. He hits the guy first, knocks him out. He's keeping on punching. The big guy in charge is like, hey, that's enough. And then he hits him, and he's like, you can't tell me what to do, motherfucker. Which, very Gentoku. And him and the wimp had a nice little scene where they're basically like, well, you You were born into a life of luxury. You won the lottery. I was born into a life of poverty. I lost the lottery, but now you're on my level, so we're both losers. And this is Gentoku's entire show to be like, I'm a loser, I'm a winner, I'm a big alpha male, I'm gonna rule the country, I'm gonna instill my rule and power and shit. Yeah, he gets that, and then he gets beaten up so bad that they think he's fucking dead.
Well, the thing is, it's also, I forgot to point out during the first episode, there's a theming that they do in each of the episodes where you think that this person who's supposed to be a Kamen Rider would have some, like, who was also supposed to meant to be like this nice kid growing up, is meant to have some humility. Like, so like in the first episode when, you know, it looks like he's about ready to beat the crap out of Stalk for killing his best friend. It's like, oh, this is my wish. You know, like, he's all excited about it. And then now he's like, oh, I finally get to punch someone weaker than me. Well, I'm going to keep on punching this person weaker than me. Something that's like the opposite of what a Kamen Rider should be, you know?
He's an opportunistic little shit.
Yeah. And so the two people from Faust wake him up in a morgue. He's still alive, dude. There was a pulse, apparently. Which whenever I was watching these, did anyone else notice one of the body bags moving?
No.
Okay. So, like, shortly into the scenes, one of the body bags is moving, and it sounds like things got picked up on the mic from that body bag that should not have been picked up. And I was looking everywhere to see if someone had, like, a story behind it, like a behind the scenes. Couldn't find it anywhere. Oh, I just went to TV Nihon where I just saw a whole bunch of posts like, oh, this is the worst shit ever. You know, this series was awful. Post like, oh, this is why I'm skipping Kamen Rider Build. For good reason. You know, like, oh.
Love the worst Kamen Rider series since the last Kamen Rider series.
Yeah.
It was not as good as the Kamen Rider series before that one.
I don't know. I am one of those. I'm just sitting on this like.
Look. I liked Empire of Death, so I know exactly how you're feeling.
Well, it's not even just that. It's like, why be extra toxic about something?
Because they're fans.
They're owed, or at least they believe they're owed something that they weren't given. They weren't given it, therefore they should burn everything to the ground, starting with you.
I don't know. It's like I remember back then I kind of dropped out of the community when after, you know, I made a post about, hey, can we stop being toxic? Because like everyone was just finding things to nitpick and not criticize. Like there's a difference between being a critic and nitpicking.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, we can nitpick, you know, oh, this is awful because, you know, it's all edgelord blood death. Where is the Linkin Park AMV to this whole thing? You know. But I don't know.
That's kind of a funny comparison considering the recent news.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. I am typical.
Oh, that lady got milkshake ducked fast.
Oh, and you could tell someone she's paying to be PR. They're just spam posting like, okay, she apologized now. Now if you say anything negative towards her, it's because you hate women. No, she apologized after she got caught.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I got caught.
Yeah, no, you had over a year, maybe more if you want to count the fact that she was for him during the first trial. That was a mistrial. Could have just said, oh, yeah, no, I listened to victims. I am so sorry. I will do better in the future.
For reference, this person we are talking about supported that
rapist guy from that 70s show. Yeah.
I didn't know if I could say that word on here. Yeah.
She's also a Scientologist, so
which is a bit of a weaker thing. Apparently, she hasn't done anything in over 15 years in regards to Scientology, but
even so, it's like an eyebrow raise.
it's an eyebrow raise. If she still does things to this day, then yeah. But
I mean, considering the guy's relationship to the church.
Yeah. And then see that's why she supported him because
Yeah.
Let's talk about something a little brighter. So Gentoku finds that Wani guy and beats him to death. Oh wait, I thought you said later. Shit.
I didn't know you can have that much blood in your body and still be twitching it.
Christ almighty. Yeah, they really go. Well, okay, they don't really go for the viscera. This isn't fucking Suspiria or nothing. Drowning in blood and the frame is awash and shit. But for all ages Punchman show, ooh, that's bloody.
Maybe some of the blood was from that guard who was lying down. Was that guard dead or unconscious?
He was groaning in pain, so I think he lived. But yeah. So here we have, and I just love how fucking disheveled and blood. He's just in this green prison jumper, and it's just stained maroon with his blood and the blood of everyone he's killed. And he's bandaged up, and he's just sweaty and greasy. And he's looking up at Stalk and Itsumi holding the bloody Splash Driver, and he's like, "Guess I'm your Kamen Rider now." Christ Almighty.
And then he proceeds to get into the machine and put the mask on himself.
Yep, and then if you watch the credits, you find out that the gas is administered by Stalk himself. Like, Stalk just walks up, puts his hand on his chest, and then he starts convulsing.
Yeah.
So episode 3, the Battle Royale episode.
Wait, wait, this isn't Kamen Rider Geats. What the hell are we doing here?
Wait, where are the dead children?
Yay.
Where's the Bruce Springsteen?
So this whole episode, Gentoku is forced to be in another cage, being told the only way you get out is if you become a Kamen Rider or you kill everyone. So yeah, we get some hand-to-hand cold-blooded murder.
Even more fist fights. Hooray. And also that wimpy guy is there, and Gentoku's like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna kill you because I have to."
And then because they keep bringing up these two random people that all we know about these guys is their names, Stalk decides to turn them into Hell Bros. And
he's Stalk is just, and of course he does it in the most manipulative way possible. He comes up and is like, "Oh no, guys, your friend Night Rogue needs your help.
After you guys promised to rebuild False and everything, no, you gotta do something. Help! What do we need to do to help him?"
Oh, I know a way you can help him.
And so
then, yeah. Plain plot summary wise is there's not much meat on the bones here. It's literally just minutes of sweaty men in jumpers beating the piss out of each other with their bare hands.
And then apparently Gentoku kills everyone but the wimpy guy. Stalk shows up and like, "Oh, these guys, you have to fight these guys now. Whoever can transform will have a chance to beat these guys." What's up, Press?
Very important bit of context that I just remembered that will come in later. Before Gentoku is locked into the cage, he apologizes to Itsumi. He's like, I'm sorry that I betrayed you. I've been just treating my subordinates as disposable things to further my rise to power. I realize now that was wrong. I'm so sorry. I hope one day you can forgive me. But I've learned my lesson. I really have.
So
and then the Hellbros come in, and Tsumi's like, "Hey, you can't kick their asses. They're your friends."
We do have to point out like the most brutal kill in all of.
This is fucked up.
So the wimp tries to transform, doesn't work, of course, and so the Hellbros just grab him. They each have a gear on their arm. It spins, and they both just. Well, I imagine the mask from the Five Nights at Freddy's movie does to people if that ever came on to people. I don't know if you ever seen that mask from Five Nights at.
Yeah, I can imagine. Slit throat.
We're going full Chainsaw Man on these fuckers. Oh God. This is Gentoku's hero moment, as it were, because he gets to transform in a burst of lightning and lots of pain. What was this thing's purpose in the movie? What the fuck am I looking at?
The blades.
What the Christ?
Can you see the blades?
Yeah, I can see the
Yeah,
blades.
Oh, there we go.
I don't go here, so I'm just like, what?
So it's the saw trap, the reverse bear trap.
Kind of, but the mask is lowered on. Anyway, so
Gentoku's transformed.
Yeah, Gentoku transforms. He fights the Hell Bros, which they all of a sudden got a lot weaker. All of a sudden, one of the things talks like, "Oh, you need to be greater than 4.4 to beat these guys," and the Rogue just beats the crap out of them. And then after he said Froze, you see me, he's like, "Oh, they are subordinates," and then Rogue is like, "Well, still killing them."
Because Gentoku is a dirty, rotten bastard.
Fascism will always promise you power and reward you with death.
Yep. And I kind of wish that they didn't show this at the very beginning of the specials. I guess because it's like, oh, here's an episode. Here's 20 whole minutes of that in the Kamen Rider fight, and you got to have your fix. I guess I don't get it.
I mean, I guess it makes more sense when it's watched in between 6 months. 6 months?
I guess. When you don't binge it like this. Either way, he totally kills these guys, and he's just so much of a little fuck when he says it to Utsumi. He's like, "Oh yeah, but I apologize and said I learned my lesson. I lied. I want it all for me."
Well, and then he sees Stalk. He's like, "Oh, Stalk, I'm going to kill you now." And Stalk's like, "No, bye."
Does Stalk transform him, or does he just run out of juice?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, it's just like, don't worry, you're gonna keep entertaining me for a while yet, Rogue.
Yeah. It turns out instead of the Ronnie or the Master, Stalk was the gods of Ragnarok all along.
Christ. So,
but yeah, that was the Rogue trilogy.
There's not a lot to really discuss with this because it really is just minutes upon minutes of misery and punching people.
Yeah, it could have probably been cut down a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't think it's as bad as the TV Nihon forums were saying it was, but it's not great.
Yeah,
it's mid.
It's a good way to kind of tell us that we can't really think Rogue is anything more than a monster at this point. What's up, Sean? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I honestly did. When I originally watched Kamen Rider Build, I did not watch any of the miniseries. I only watched the 2 movies. And yeah, I made the right choice. Yeah, I like the idea of the first episode and some of the moments in it, but this was just mid. I honestly spent most of my time not even paying attention to it. It just one guy punches another and another. It's just one room after the next after the next. You honestly could have just cut this down to just 2 episodes. The tiling convention, in which I think you mentioned, Kachira, you mentioned at some point, was a reference to The Dark Knight. Feels more in line with the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns naming structure, which actually does have one that has The Dark Knight Falls in it.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
it's all a Batman reference.
Yeah,
I do like the comment about explosive emotions being the key to be a Kamen Rider,
which explains Stalk's fucking with Banjo and Sento this entire time.
Yeah, but there's, as we've been harping on, there's not much bones here. Me on the bone.
It's interesting in the sense of watching, this guy slowly become more and more of just a fascist piece of shit who'll throw anyone under the bus. But, You hope to
Yeah.
see his comeuppance in either this batch or next batch coming when Sento crafts the Kamen Rider gobbledygook and punches him in the back of that throat and knocks him out.
Punch
makes
him
him
in the
cry
back.
like a little baby.
Punch him back ahead with that fragile stickers that he just shatters.
Fragile sticker.
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Yeah, I noticed that. Jesus.
Oh, that sticker's been there the whole time. It was there
The
in
whole
episode
time?
24. Yes, it was there in episode 24.
Is like Jared Leto's fucking damaged tattoo. Ooh, I'm fragile. I'm dangerous.
Edgy boy.
Just this edgy little fascist opportunistic piece of shit who, yeah, I don't like him now. I want him to get punched in the back of the head hard.
I got some good news for that.
Next time.
I'm sure he will. Well, I can be patient and wait for the
We're
next.
finishing the Sato arc next time, I believe. No, wait.
Started the Sato arc.
I believe we may have one more batch. Let me double check something real fast. We're We're gonna have one more batch. It's going to feel like we're done with the Sato arc, but it goes on for a little bit longer. That's right. Because I had that discussion with Sean 2 or 3 podcasts ago.
Yeah. I think it was when we were deciding whether or not we do episode 29 at the end of this batch or the beginning of the next batch, and we decided the end of this batch because it's the 25th episode of the series.
Yep, and I don't know. I will say episode 29 is probably a little bit darker than this trilogy.
Yeah.
Really? Oh boy.
Oh, I can't
And
wait
this
for
is-
you to react the moment of
And this is
joyful.
a show that has already had Sento grapple with killing a man. Oh boy.
Oh, that's a giant industrial fan. Why is that person eating so many Taco Bells naked in front of that fan? Oh, shit.
So, is that all we have to say on Rogue?
Yeah, so next time we're going to be doing the proxy battle. They're doing another proxy battle.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, again, they repeat everything.
Oh yeah, I remember. I just remember the cliffhanger we ended on.
Yeah. Did
We've
anyone
been
go
playing in that cliffhanger for like 3 weeks?
Yeah, did anyone else go back and see? Because I gave you guys a hint about something. Did you go back to see?
No.
Okay.
We'll find out when we watch the batch, I guess.
What was the hint again?
So I kept on asking, what did the eye turn into? Sean, you know what it is, so you don't get to say.
All right.
Well, I don't know. I didn't go back and look at it. So, yeah. We'll find out next week on this thing that we do.
1 second.
Or he's gonna put it up there. Right
Ah.
Ay. I can't.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Oh, okay. You're conspiring.
No, I had to. I guess Sean didn't notice what the thing was.
Yeah.
Whenever the episode was going on, so I just had to remind him.
Yeah, I remember. Oh. Yeah.
Jerry, where can you find this lovely people?
No, it was first a high cat.
Yes.
Find us online. Our names, stuff is in the doobly doo. Sean writes stuff. Are you doing any special articles, or did you get your big one done you were talking about?
Yeah, I did. The big one came out. It was an article on Archie comics. It ended up what got published ended up being a short version of it. The long version is available on my blog, thekinginredandblue.blogspot.com. It basically goes through the entire history of Archie finally making a choice between Betty and Veronica.
That was it was a trip.
That. Brez, how goes your farm?
Oh God, I'm very much enjoying streaming Fields of Mystria every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am attempting to woo the heart of the village sorceress Juniper, and I always pet her doggy Dozy. And yeah, I go fishing, and lots of other fun stuff happens on that stream. So look down below and come to that if you like.
Mm-hmm. And Kat is probably going to be doing some Jumio kart with her roommate best friend tomorrow.
Well, you say tomorrow, but we're recording this on Saturday. Sundays at
yeah.
3
I'm also not probably going to get this edited or uploaded until sometime next. I've been so lazy about that. That's
still got to do the
thing.
last one. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's uploaded.
Also, Doctor Who reviews came back, and we talked with our friend Polly about farting aliens. It was a blast.
Oh yeah, we got to convince Polly to join us for if we do revise. Polly will have so much fun with revise. I feel like
we tried very hard to sell her on it during the end of the last show. Yes,
yes. And then I decided to say, "Oh, what did TV Nihon say about revise? It was the worst series since Ghost." Oh yeah.
Every Kamen Rider was the worst one since the last one, but the one before that was pretty good. RTD's Return is the worst show run since Chibnall. We didn't know how good we had it with Moffat. Moffat's the worst showrunner we've had since RTD. We didn't know how good we had it with Cartmel.
No, I remember the time. It was more, or Moffat's terrible. We miss RTD.
Yeah.
Anyway, fandoms. Am I right?
Fuck with them. Good night, everybody.
See you next week. We are doing. I do believe we may get more inklings of our ultimate main antagonist final boss in the next batch too. See you guys next time.